What's up, boxing heads? This is Boxing Vibes TV, and in this podcast, we're about to get into that Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford showdown, and then we're gonna take a look at where Teo and Loma go from here. So y'all keep it locked. You know the vibes.
This ain't one of them times you can slide by what you say that you gonna do. Put your money up, run that phase, I'm the show and prove. You know the vibes, partner. Ain't got no ways up in my casa, clowning the day, gone in la mañana. I've been on fire lately, train my spirit, mind and body daily. Victory is sweet, that's the science, baby. It's only right we represent from Tampa to Tally. And keep the pressure on these eyes, they cardio lacking. See you flapping on the canvas and bobbing your weaving. Unleashing the fury on your face while the audience screaming. Hope they got great seats or the pay-per-view. Let's get the breakdown from J, DJ, and Q. You know the vibes.
Do shout to the crew. We got JD.
What's up? What's up?
We got Q.
What's happening, Woo?
Go ahead and tell them what to do.
Smash that like button, like your life depending on it, man. Please do that.
You
right
say
now,
share it
please.
too, bro. Say share it too, huh?
Send
Share
that
with your
PayPal
friends,
thing, whatever you call that thing, man. Send it about 20 people, man.
Uh-huh.
About 20 people. And after you done that, man, then we'll proceed with the proceeds.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to jump straight into it. Pound for pound king that sits atop of the pound for pound list now that he's Loma's been dethroned. Will Crawford is taking a step up in competition.
Really?
Supposedly against one-time champion Kell Brook. JD, I want to get your opinion on outcomes, predictions, rounds. Will this be Crawford's, biggest test? Will this be a fight that he struggles in? I mean, we had a little bit of debate a while ago about was that knockdown in his last fight a knockdown?
Bro, wasn't no knockdown, bro. We ain't even go there today, bro.
Because I'm the host, I'm going to be neutral. It was a knockdown,
man.
but if you don't think so,
man.
But okay, but back on topic. Kell Brook, Terence Crawford. Thoughts and opinions on it. JD, go ahead, take it.
I gotta say, I believe this is going to be hands down his toughest test. And part of the reason why I say that is I feel like, and Jay, you just brought it up, how since Loma's been dethroned, he's now kind of been considered now the top pound for pound fighter. But I will say, I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on this boy Kell Brook. And the reason why I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on him is because the last time we really watched him in big fights, we saw him lose in devastating fashion to Triple G and Errol Spence. But I will say this, and I will remind the people about this. In my personal opinion, he would be undefeated if you were talking about him fighting true welterweights. And I say that only because I personally feel like Spence will eventually move up to 154 and go heavier. I personally don't. I feel like Spence is a welterweight right now, but he's going up a division. So if you want to talk about anybody who's truly been a true welterweight, not rehydrating to 160, 165, 170, that boy undefeated. So when you look at it from that lens, I kind of personally feel that this is going to be a great fight. I have Crawford edging it out and getting a late KO. Somewhere around like the 10th round, I would like to see. I could possibly see a KO happening, but overall, that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. I think they sleeping on him.
As a correction, he'd be a one-loss fighter. Don't forget about my man Showtime. Showtime is a natural welterweight.
I mean,
He's
barely.
just a rough. He's just a rough one. He's about 5'7". He's not one of the bigger welterweights in the welterweight division. But Q, go ahead and speak on it.
Man, listen. So that fight right there, this is a fight I'm also excited about. I don't know if y'all remember, because we did a whole thing on this about what Terence Crawford should do. Because when Keith Thurman was calling him out, Keith Thurman would have been a number one. That would have been the number one fight for him to make. But that didn't work out. From what I saw from Thurman, just briefly watching his little rant, or heard, because I'm not sure so the bubble money wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? So without Keith Thurman, I said Kell Brook or Keith Thurman. Well, Keith Thurman or Kell Brook. I said those are the two that I respect and I would like to see other than Spence and obviously Pacquiao. Those guys. I mean, you guys. It's other guys also. But this is the fight I'm not mad at all. I'm very excited about this fight, and I feel like it's gonna be a tough fight for Terence Crawford. I mean, because that boy Kell Brook, I mean, he has took some damage, but I feel like Kell Brook, if he's Special K and not King Vitamin, y'all don't know about King Vitamin, bro. I grew up on weight, bro. I don't even worry about that. I'm a little old. If we get Special K and not King Vitamin or not Kicks, you know what I'm saying? It'll be something to see because he will push the limits. He's a very big welterweight with great boxing skills, great punching power. You know, I'm a strong guy. You know what I'm saying? And it will be amazing because his boxing IQ up to date. I mean, really, what do you fought? Triple G, right? Him and Triple G.
His 3 losses.
He was.
Oh, no. But you forgot, bro. I just went and looked. Bro, he beat Sean Porter.
That is correct.
By majority decision.
That is correct.
His only 2 losses are Triple G.
That is correct. That is correct. I stand correct.
Sean Porter and you know, Sean Porter went
It was a close one. It was a close one. But he got the majority decision.
And I think that's why I made the mistake.
I watched that fight
Right, yeah. You probably had him winning. Yeah, but on the cards, Kell Brook won.
Excuse the bias.
You had Sean Porter winning? You said you had Sean Porter winning?
Yeah, he said yeah, so that's why,
Okay, well, you know, and I don't judge rounds like y'all do, so I give you that. But I feel like Kell Brook won that fight, and I wasn't mad when he got the nod.
Yeah.
But,
it wasn't a robbery by any stretch. I mean, it could have went either way. I probably just preferred, I'm
more than because Sean Porter always gonna be the aggressor.
I'm a bit partial.
Hey, but tell me this piece, man. Now, I know you excited to see it, Q, and Jay. I know you excited to see it, but okay, I got a late 9th round knockout by Bud, man. How do y'all see it playing out? To the cards? A knockout?
So me, I feel like Bud on probably a split or a UD. But if you knock him out, I think it'll be a late. I say later in the 9th round. I say 11. Maybe 11. Okay. Yeah. But I can see more likely it'll go to decision. I love to see Bud stop him. That'll be dope. But you know.
Speaking of decision, let me kind of throw a few things out there that maybe I'll change your opinion or maybe solidify your opinion. Nobody can answer this. I don't know if y'all can answer it. Maybe you got a laptop. Who in the hell is training Kell Brook? And I only say this because his longtime trainer, Dominic Ingle, said he's out.
Right.
And he said he doesn't know who trained him. And Kell Brook hasn't said who his trainer is.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's none of y'all damn business.
It seems even what's the promoter? Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn, the match room.
Eddie Hearns wasn't even part of the deal. Kell Brook negotiated his own deal.
Kell Brook said Eddie Hearn started. Hey, Kell Brook said Eddie Hearn destroyed his damn career.
Oh, and
Triple G and Spence, bro. Come on, man.
But here's my thing. Does it speak, because the way the person that knows him best as far as a fighter is his trainer, and Dominic Ingles quoted in training like, I don't know what kind of Kell Brook we're gonna get. I don't know if he still has it. I think he might be in his in his golden years. To Kell Brook, responded, I'm only a year older than, but as we know in boxing, there's a difference between the number assigned to your age and the actual mileage on your body. So just to kind of throw that out there, Kell Brook is kind of a wild card in this sense. We've seen him before, but we haven't seen this Kell Brook in this mindset. So, I only say that to say we've seen him quit twice. And so,
was it quitting?
Huh? He quit twice. He took listen, and just to kind of give you guys a peek behind the curtain, when we watched this fight, we were at Q's house, and I said before the fight, I said the fight's gonna end with Kell Brook taking a knee.
And what did he do?
And he took a knee, just like he did in the Triple G fight. So that's just speaking to state of mind going into the fight. Does that change how competitive you guys think the fight will be, or do you think Kell Brook still has enough in the tank and he's in a better mind state just to? Because one of the things Dominic Ingle did bring up is like with this COVID situation, there's no reason for him to travel to Spain to train and you know, he was kind of describing, you know, Kell Brook kind of moving kind of squirrely, not really making a lot of sense preparing for a big fight like this and this shorter notice. So I just, you know, as far as you guys saying how competitive it was, does that change your opinion? Or do you guys think Kell Brook is still going to be a live opponent?
Man, I think he's still gonna be a live opponent, man. Straight up. Again, I think now it does worry me. It most definitely would have to worry anybody if you're hearing that a fighter is going into a fight without their long time trainer. That should worry anybody. But again, man, I'm gonna go back to it, man. This man has only lost to 2 dudes that aren't true welterweights. So outside of, you know, him, you know, still having, you know, a weak orbital bone. You know,
on both sides.
Right, exactly, on both sides. Outside of that, man, he's a live-ass dog.
God damn, it must be 2 sides.
You know what I mean? Both sides, man. Now, how unlucky is that, though? Think about that, bro. How unlucky is that?
I mean, I'm no medical doctor. Clearly, I'm here with you all. It would seem like they were related. You know, one side got broken and the other side, or, you know, he just ain't built for it.
Right.
You know, and that's another thing.
But how many of y'all built for Triple G's punches?
Exactly,
you know
especially coming up from the welterweight division, which I always thought was an odd fight to take. So you got 2 fighters seemingly headed in 2 different directions, right? You got Terence Crawford looking like he's in his prime. Questions about Kell Brook maybe going into his golden years. So if it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. And I say that to transition into the next question we got, and that's referring to Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, right? So, you know, next opponents, where do they go from it? Because this was, you know, Lomachenko's billed as the Matrix. Now the takeover is billed as the future. Where do you see clearly heading in 2 different directions? There might be a rematch. Could be, you know, what do you see the next step for them to and where they're heading as far as their careers? Clearly one coming off a big victory, one coming off a devastating loss as far as, you know, supremacy over the lightweight division.
So
go ahead. You want to take that, Q?
I'll take it. So Well, obviously, Teofimo is in the driver's seat. He's in the driver's seat. Now, what I would like to see is him honor. I would like to see him fight Devin Haney because I feel like Devin Haney, and they done had back and forth. I don't watch them do their whole, just like him, Devin Haney, Gary Russell. I done seen Teofimo and Devin Haney talk about who ducked who. So I like to see him fight Devin Haney. I feel like Devin Haney is the best.
Oh, a quick point, bro. You heard Haney FaceTime Teofimo after the win.
They agreed to fight.
Yeah, they FaceTime each other.
So exactly. That's even more build up. So I would like to see him clean it up and fight Devin Haney. If you know what I'm saying, before you move up to 140. I ain't gonna make you fight Tank also, but if you could at least fight Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Devin Haney is he a big boy, and he got dumb skills, long reach. He got the longest reach out of all them boys. He got about 72 inches of reach, which is dumb for a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? Floyd had that crazy reach, like Paul Williams. I mean, he was like 6'2", 6'3". But you got people, you know, I would like to see that because Devin Haney has the boxing IQ, the footwork. I feel like he has enough power. He got an amateur pedigree. I would like to see him and Teofimo. That's what I always want to see for a while. And I feel like either one of them would have beat Lomachenko, in my personal opinion. I feel like either one of them guys would have beat Lomachenko, they had what it took to beat Lomachenko. So I would like to see him fight Devin Haney. But if he went to 140, I honestly, at this point, I don't really know a lot about the 140 weight division for namesake. 147, 135 are the 2 most loaded weight classes, in my opinion. And I'd like to see him clean up 135 before he goes somewhere else. You know, that's all I got.
JD, what you got?
Hey, so where do they go from here? For Teo, I still think there's some bodies out there for him in the lightweight division. All right, of course, Q, you just mentioned there's Devin Haney, there's Tank, there's Ryan Garcia. There's a lot of people forget about the contender Robert Easter Jr. He's not up there with those boys, but he's another live body in that division. So there's a lot of names out there still for Teo. So I still would I'm with you, Q, on wanting to see him fight Haney, but I'd also love to see him fight any of them other boys. All right, outside of Haney.
Bob Aaron wanted him. I just thought about it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Bob Aaron want Ryan Garcia, so they clearly want to duck Devin Haney.
Oh yeah, almost definitely.
It's not not a mistake. It's not a coincidence. They clearly want to duck Devin Haney. But Ryan Garcia is who we named, and Ryan Garcia got dumb Instagram, maybe 3-4 million on Instagram. I mean, I get it. I get that part of it. You don't want that smoke. Devin Haney is a lot larger risk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Risk reward as far as Ryan Garcia. So back to you, bro.
And to be honest, man, for Loma, hey man, he's out there in that deep water now, man, and he gonna have to either sink or swim. And let me tell you why he's in that deep water. Because right now, I took, in my free time, I went and I looked at the junior lightweight division, and there ain't no damn names in the junior lightweight division. There is nobody that Bob is gonna sign off on for him to fight at junior lightweight.
What division is Shakur Stevenson?
No, he's still 126.
He's a featherweight.
Exactly. Shakur is still at 126, bro. So Shakur hadn't even gone up yet. So essentially, outside of Shakur moving up and fighting Loma, honestly, man, there's no names. Let me give y'all a couple names of the junior lightweight division, and tell me if y'all ever heard of any of these fighters. Okay, well, we heard of Orlando Salido. All right, so Salido is there.
He beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, the man who beat him. All right,
Salido needs to retire.
But Miguel Burchell, and this is no knock at all against any of these fighters. These are all excellent fighters. But we're speaking of money names that would really generate revenue that Bob would okay. So there's a Miguel Burchell,
and he's actually decent. I'm familiar.
Right,
with him.
and Bob ain't signing off on that. Alberto Machado. Bob's not signing off on that. And then there's a Jezreel Corrales. Bob is not signing off on that. So anybody in that division right now, if he went to go back down to 130, straight up, man, Bob's not signing off on any of that. So at this point, I personally feel there is no other choice than him to tangle with the 130, 35-pound sharks.
Now we see, and just to kind of piggyback on this and throw a little different perspective out there, I saw the setup coming. I heard the setup coming. Oh, he's having trouble at 135. He's not a natural. And I want to really shout out to Andre Ward for pointing out the fact that he won his gold medals at 132. So this is not too far out the realm of his weight class. But I do want to say this, right? So there's names that are marketable, and you see how they can make a comeback a lot easier. I mean, just correct me if y'all don't see the scenario. Him going back down to 130, dominating 130. Lomachenko's back fighting his natural weight class, setting up a super fight with him and Shakur Stevenson. And then, and at that point, the winner goes on, and, losers, stuck in purgatory, just going to be stuck, not reaching that superstar status, which it seems like Shakur Stevens is ascending. So the scenario that I played out, how likely do you say it? Because you're saying Bob's not going to sign off on these fights. But if Bob is trying to maximize Lomachenko's earning power, does he let him go back down to 130? And then, because it's all about what's down the line. Do you see him trying to set up something with a Shakur Stevenson? What do you guys think about that?
I would say that, man, I could see that scenario playing out if Bob is trying to maximize his longevity.
And let me just throw one other thing out there, because if we go back and look at Lomachenko with Guillermo Rigondo, he was a 122-pounder, undersized. Making fights to suit Loma, but with enough names. So just to kind of add that element to the scenario as well.
Man, honestly, man, the only way that makes sense, honestly, is if Loma is totally okay with totally reducing his pay for fights. Now, if Loma is fully willing to reduce his pay to kind of go back down to 130 and build himself up for a Shakur Stevenson showdown, then most definitely, bro, you're exactly right. That I could see that avenue working. So I think a lot of that is really going to depend on Loma and if he's willing to take a hell of a pay cut. So that's possible, but we'll see if he's really willing to take a pay cut. But Q, where you at with that one, man?
I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm gonna tell you like this. So Manny Pacquiao, right? Manny Pacquiao, GOAT level, one of my, that's my guy. And, ain't anybody know me know that. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So now Manny Pacquiao could make 140. Easy, make 140. Now, but he don't fought at 154 and weighed 146. Fighting Tony Margherita, smashed his orbital bones. You understand what I'm saying? Tony Margherita made a weight 170. So now we talking about greatness. You dig? We talk greatness when you transcend your weight class and you go beyond. Now, if you going back down because you done got smashed by somebody in your same weight class because your natural weight, blah, blah, blah. Because like I say, Manny Pacquiao can easily say, okay, I would really win 140. Freddie Roach said all the time. He go back to 140, maybe 135.
Hey, so it sounds like what you're saying is if he goes back down and he retreats back to 130, that pound for pound stuff was totally false. He was a fraud. It's not like pound for pound was a fraud.
Like I said earlier, bro, you lost to Orlando Salido, bro. Orlando Salido ain't great. You lost to him. He mauled you, and the referee might have turned the blind eye to a few things, but it was that close, and you got mauled. And bro, I don't want to hear that because they pushed you. Teddy Atlas. Now I repeat because Terence Crawford had just smashed somebody because he was really unified at 140. He was like really before he moved up to 147. Can't nobody say FCD was shit in 140 while he was there because he took everything. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, that happened, and Teddy Atlas still had the balls to say, and Andre Ward was undefeated also. And Andre Ward was commentating. Terence Crawford, if I'm not mistaken, had just fought. I don't know if he beat a Ugongo or he beat somebody. And Teddy Atlas had the nerve to say that I really got Lomachenko, like he there with both of y'all, he about to take it from both of y'all. I'm like, that's so disrespectful. He hasn't done enough. We don't count amateur careers and professionals. It don't really count. I mean, it goes to your pedigree, but I'm talking about when we go to talking about your resume, bro. We can't bring your amateur career up.
And you do
know
hear
his
400.
Only on hypothetical.
You hear that thrown around a lot.
So to wrap this up really quick. So one thing that we kind of mentioned in a few other segments. So a rematch. Do you guys see that being next for both of them?
So rematch for Teofimo and
I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit. Let me provide some context for it. Lomas should be back to action or be ready for action mid-January of next year. So just in time enough to beat Teofimo's next fight. So just to kind of provide context for that.
Shoot, man.
You see that?
Go ahead, Q.
I definitely respect that because Teofimo top of the food chain in that weight class. So I definitely respect that. If you get a rematch with him and you could do your thing, that's the move to make for us. If you Lomachenko and you want the crown back, that's what I want to see. I would like to see that. But I don't really know nobody in the lower weight class that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Shakur Stevenson was at 130, and you fought him. I respect that. I respect that. But him at 126, I don't really see it. And I feel like, man, look, go back and you go life or death this time from round one. Go in there and take yours.
JD, what you think?
Get knocked out in the process. If that's, I feel like greatness to come with great. You gotta be the risk on. But go ahead,
jump in, JD.
Man, as far as a rematch, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, a rematch will happen. I don't care how much T.O. sits and says it doesn't make sense. I don't care how much anybody says it doesn't make sense. And the reason why it's going to happen is simply because Bob M. At the end of the day, it ain't Bob. Because Oscar's not about to line up Ryan Garcia. And Loma's not going for Haney over at PBC. You know that Loma probably... Now, here's the one fighter I think I might really want to see him fight is Tank. I kind of wonder if a Tank...
They won't do that. They won't do that.
You know what I mean? But I still don't think they'll do that either. So at the end of the day, man, we will see. Watch.
I will respect the Tank
We will
fight.
see. We'll see.
I will respect the Tank fight.
I just to kind of throw my 2 cents, I beg to differ. If it doesn't happen immediately, it's not going to happen just because if you give Teofimo time to grow, he's only going to get better. Age is, how does it go? Father Time's undefeated.
Uh-huh.
You know, one guy's
Right.
going this way, one guy's going that way. So if it doesn't happen to me, I don't think we'll ever see it.
So you think no point in 2021? Or no point
no,
middle to late 2021?
No. I think if they take fights in between, I think
They'll go their separate ways.
depending on what kind of champion Loma is. And so
Okay.
we'll see. Just on my
We gonna see, bro. We gonna see.
So we gonna change gears a little bit, kind of go a little rapid fire of sense. We can kind of spend a little bit of time on some of these. This segment of the show is called Connect or Whiff.
Connect or Whiff.
All right. So we're gonna pose about 3 topics. You guys let me know if it connect means sounds good. You want it. You want to see it. You know, you're in favor of it. Whiff means it's a bust. Plain and simple, bust. So I saw reports that Fury is eyeing a December 5th date to fight. The rumor is that it will not involve Deontay Wilder. From the news, I'm hearing that Deontay Wilder had another bicep injury, so he probably wouldn't be ready for the fight just then. So connector with Fury versus Wilder 3 not happening immediately.
I hope it's a connect because I would like to see that fight happen. No.
I mean, is it a connector with that it's not happening? December.
Just basically.
And Fury's going to fight somebody.
A whiff. Because it's a in my opinion, hopefully it's a whiff. So that means it will happen.
Hey man, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say connect, man. I'm getting to the point where I don't know that it happens. Definitely not anytime soon. Because right now, if Fury goes ahead and fights December 5th, I think at that point he's gonna rush in and go straight into 2 Joshua matches. And then from there, who knows what happens by the end of next year.
Now, connect, are you in favor of that? Do you think that's the best route for both fighters?
Yes, most definitely. It is most definitely the best route for both fighters because I would like to see personally Wilder get in with somebody and work on some more technically sound boxing. All right, so that he could have a better shot at boxing Fury if they do meet up for a third fight.
Okay. All right. So topic number 2, connect or whiff. So we have a fight that's been made into fighter golden years. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.
Battle of the old heads.
Now back in what we say about 2001, that would have been a fight to see. But it's happened in 2020 nonetheless, and they got the name cachet to put fans in the stands or pay-per-view buys. Connect or whiff on Mike Tyson, KO, and Roy Jones.
Want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead and take it first, bro.
I'm gonna say connect, man, because Roy Jones my guy. Before Pacquiao was my favorite fighter, Roy Jones was. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Tyson is the reason I love boxing. I'm gonna say that. But anyways, my Roy Jones is a little chinny, man. He a little chinny, and I always say,
hey, that's my guy, man. Don't do that.
Hey, what you said, bro? You said he chinny?
Chinny.
He's a little chinny. I'm skinny, but he's chinny. But
so
anyways, his reflexes was his greatest asset. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And, you can't expose his chin if you can't touch him.
Yeah.
Before Anyway, so I'm gonna say
you connect.
I'm gonna say it's a connect.
All right. So what do you think, JD? We connect or whiff? Will Mike Tyson connect or whiff on a KO of Roy Jones Jr.?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna call it a whiff, bro. I'm gonna call it a whiff. Okay. And the only reason why I'm gonna call it a whiff is because I think we underestimate. Hell, I'm in my 30s, man, and I don't feel like I was when I was in my 20s. And these brothers is getting close to 50, right? Yeah. So for them to sell me on the fact that, I love Tyson, I love Roy, but I could easily see a scenario where Mike gets tired, he gets winded, because of as much of these videos we're seeing, man, when they step into this fight, it's gonna be way different, bro.
And it's 30 seconds.
You know it's 2-minute rounds now. You know they switched to the 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mike, he don't get as tired.
Who's fighting, Clarence Shields or Roy Jones and Mike Tyson?
Roy was mad about that because Roy was feeling like that would
get Mike tired.
So for them to go to 2 minutes.
I think the reason why Roy thought he might have made a mistake is because he could smell the setup in the water. 2-minute rounds. Yeah. So come on now.
Right.
So the third topic on connected with basketball player Nate Robinson is fighting YouTube star influencer Logan Paul. He was on ESPN.
That's still happening?
Huh?
That's still happening?
That's still happening.
It's on the undercard.
I thought Money Mayweather was going to fight Logan Paul.
Huh? No,
Nah.
wait, Mayweather just like to keep
Yeah,
his
he just
name
like
out there.
to-
He
Mayweather just be
his name
talking,
out there.
man.
But
Shout
no, the
out-
fight is set.
shout out, man.
It's Nate Robinson versus Logan Paul. Connect or whiff. Nate Robinson walking away with the W.
He better win. He better win. Hey,
That's a connect
bro.
for you, bro.
Cause listen, it's a connect to me because he better fucking win. I mean, bro, who the hell is Logan Paul?
Huh?
Who is Logan Paul?
Well, he's had an amateur fight before.
Uh-huh.
Professional fight before.
Why the hell do we know him?
Hey,
He's a YouTuber.
influencer.
He's an influencer, man, making a lot of money.
What the fuck is that? Explain.
It's not a
I don't know.
fighter. It's clearly not a fighter. So you
Okay, all right.
But
I see him. He cut up. He clearly athletic. Well, got an athletic build. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what his damn what's called it, coordination like. But I do know Nate Robinson is a freak athlete. I do know that,
Hey, you
and I'm
bring me to
assuming
my point.
it would translate into because he done been able to play an NBA career, which he built like a football player. So, and I seen him dunk crazy. You know what I'm saying? He a baller. So I feel like
Duncan ain't punching, but we gonna take Q got it as a connect.
you right.
JD, what you
You
got?
right.
Man, I got it.
Influencing ain't either.
I got it, bro. I got it as a connect, man. I kind of think I'm never gonna go against somebody who's as athletically talented as Nate. You know, we watched him, at his size, be able to make it to the NBA, man, which is a feat in itself. So I'm sorry, man. I'm taking him all day over any YouTube influencer. I'm rolling with Nate.
You rolling with Nate? I guess I guess I'll get in. I'm usually not gonna get in these connected with us, but just to kind of in unison to kind of give my opinion on that. I think ultimately the better athlete may win this when you got two novice fighters. So I go ahead and put connected with to bed. But want to thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit the subscription button. Go ahead and hit the like button. Show some love. We upgraded for y'all. We upgraded y'all for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We upgraded us for y'all. You know
This is only the beginning, bro. It's early.
We leaner, we
It's
meaner,
early.
we cleaner. You know what I'm saying? You see the white leather. We trying to do it better. So y'all go ahead.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man, the leather's so soft.
Hey, real quick, man. What I'm gonna say, shout out to Face Down and Skunk Works, man. That came down to Tampa, man. We called the Teofimo and all that. Teofimo Lomachenko, man.
Appreciate
Came
it.
to show love, man. It was an amazing event, man.
Most
We hung out real tough, man. Shout out to y'all boys, man. Power up. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Hey, flex for him, Q. Got flex for him. Flex for him, Q.
Michael Muscle in the building.
Show them the gun.
Michael Muscle.
Hey, oh, man.
I'm here for
All
my
right.
Hey, you got a concealed carry, bro?
All right, that's our time. This is Boxing Live TV, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got more content to come. Thank y'all.
All right.
Deal with us.
30 minutes on the dot.